Hi, this is Mike Ignatoski, the creator of the GreenFox spreadsheet, the spreadsheet that uses Excel programming to make it behave like a computerized baseball scorebook or scoresheet. It also automatically computes the game stats, which can be a big time saver. And even better, GreenFox can be configured to operate in one of three different league modes where it can track the cumulative stats for all players and teams in the league. In this video, I want to cover the new and improved way to score wild pitches, pass balls, and balks using the GreenFox score sheet. And this is starting with version 3.5. So let's see how that works. Okay, so I just started this game between the Milwaukee Braves and the San Francisco Giants. In the top of the first, there's one out, nobody on, and Eddie Matthews is up. And let's say here's the bad result window, and we're going to say he's going to walk. But before he walks, I want to show this section over here is the pass ball, wild pitch, balk, new and improved section. And you can see this, there's a pop-up message that comes up that says that the pre-result events, which are what I refer to in general when I'm talking about pass ball, wild pitch, and balk. And they're called pre-result events because they're before the batters, they occur before the batter's plate appearance result. So while, in this case, while Eddie Matthews is still at the plate, one of these things happens, either a balk, a wild pitch, or a pass ball. So they're referred to as a group in GreenFox called a pre-result event because it's an event that happens before the batter's plate appearance is figured out. So what I want to show here is because there is nobody on base, you can see here in the score sheet, there's one out, nobody on, and also in this section here in the batter result pop-up here that nobody's on base because these are all gray. And because of that, the pre-result event box is all disabled because you can only have a pass ball, a wild pitch, or a balk if somebody's on base so they can advance. So that's why it's disabled right now because it can't officially occur. So now let's get back to what we were talking about with Eddie Matthews, and let's say he walks. So let's choose walk, say okay. Now we have one out and one on. So here's Hank Aaron's up with Eddie Matthews on first and one out. So let's click the score sheet block for Hank Aaron. The bad result pop-up box is up, and here it indicates that there is a runner on first, which is Eddie Matthews, that there is one out. Felipe Alou grounded out to short. And now the pre-result event box here is enabled. So Juan Marichal is pitching. So let's talk about he could throw a wild pitch. Maybe there's a pass ball, a balk. You can see here you can't pick all of these. You only can pick one at a time. And you can't combine this with something else. So you can't say there was a wild pitch and then Hank Aaron hit a home run. If I click a home run here, it takes away this wild pitch. Similarly, that's how all these work. If I say a pass ball, strikeout, you can only have one of these outcomes. So let's stick with the wild pitch here with Juan Marichal throwing a wild pitch. So we select that, click OK, and you can see here it puts a WP for a wild pitch for Hank Aaron. It moves Eddie Matthews up to second base, and that's the end of the wild pitch event. So that's how it's scored in GreenFox. So Hank Aaron, though, is still at the plate. So we can click the WP, the wild pitch box again. It brings us up. It doesn't indicate that a wild pitch already occurred, but it doesn't need to. It just wants to know what's going to happen next. So he could, strike out, hit a home run, or there could be another one of these events. So for the sake of demonstration, let's say this time the ball gets by the catcher and it's a passed ball. So if we mark a passed ball here, you see right now it shows the runner on second base. So I'll choose passed ball, click OK, and let's see what happens over here. So this does have, right now it has a WP for wild pitch. But If I say OK, you can see it changes to WP plus PB. So it indicates there was a wild pitch and a pass ball. And now you see it moved Eddie Matthews up to third base. So as you can see, now there's a runner on third. Hank is still up, so we can click this. And now let's say he goes all hammer and Hank and hits a home run off Marichal. Hopefully it won't be a brawl. But so I'll click home run and click OK. You can see here it marks these 2 RBIs, marks these runs I've scored, and you can see it also by that little red triangle in this block indicates that there's a note here. So if I hover on this, you can see it added the home run. So it shows it kind of in event order of the wild pitch plus the pass ball plus the home run. So that's kind of a complicated example of how these pass ball, wild pitch, and balk events are now scored in GreenFox. They're kind of scored independently and sequentially, like they occur hopefully in your baseball game, as well as how they occur in a real baseball game, kind of on their own. So just a couple more things I want to say about this. Let's keep going with this example, and let's say Joe Torre triples, so he's on third. Mac Jones is up, and there's a pass ball. What I want to show here is pass ball OK, that when a runner directly scores on a pass ball, it'll mark it unearned by default. You can always obviously change it if you want, but it does understand that this runner scored because of this pass ball, so it's going to assume it's unearned. It could become earned later if Mac Jones then hits a home run. It would become earned. You'd have to change it. But I just wanted to show it does understand if it scores on a pass ball that it would mark it as unearned. And similarly, as I mentioned, if it scores on the pass ball, it's unearned. If it scores on a wild pitch or a balk, it'll mark it as unearned. So I guess to complete this example, let's have Mac Jones triple. Oh, so is the pass ball plus the triple. And now let's have Juan Marichal commit a balk. See here, if he scores on a balk, it leaves it earned by default. And same on a wild pitch. So anyway, that's going to conclude this video of how the new and improved, I'll say, pre-result events or pass balls, wild pitches, and balks are scored in GreenFox. They're now kind of separate from any other result, which I think makes it easier and clearer. It's just, I don't want to say awkward, but a little different in that you have to, click on the score sheet where it indicates the event. So let's just do one more of these. So if I say wild pitch, that it indicates a wild pitch, and you just have to click on that wild pitch again for, in this case, Woody Woodward, to then resume his plate appearance to determine what happens with Woody Woodward at the plate, whether it's another one of these events or if he makes an out, gets a hit, or whatever he does. But it'll just add it on to this event that's already in this square. But it'll only add it if it's one of these events. If it were something else, like a walk, it wouldn't add it to it. It would just overwrite that. So anyway, that concludes this video of how to score pass balls, wild pitches, and balks in GreenFox version 3.5, I'll say, or later, using this updated better result pop-up user form. And I believe this will make it I'll say, cleaner, clearer, and easier to score those type of events in the score sheet. Lastly, one of the reasons I finally got around to doing this, because I think it should have been done earlier, is that it also will allow a game to end on one of these events. So if it's the bottom of the ninth in a tie game, there's a guy on third and a wild pitch occurs to win the game, then you can now score it appropriately. In the prior versions, you couldn't just choose a wild pitch on its own. So anyway, so now it can actually gracefully handle that realistic situation. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps out your GreenFox scorekeeping understanding and helps make your games more fun. Thanks for watching. Well, that wraps up this GreenFox video. I hope you found it helpful. But either way, I'd appreciate any feedback, whether it's what you liked about the video or the spreadsheet, or things you didn't like about the video or spreadsheet, or ideas that you have to make either the videos or the spreadsheet to make it work better. I appreciate all the feedback. Thanks again for taking the time.